In the beginning, the demons rose, frail and hungry. They sought the living to feed their souls. They roamed the realms, devouring the weak, the shadows of night concealing them. With each soul-filled pound of flesh they consumed, they grew in strength. After each night, their bodies would mutate. Those that seek quick and agile movement became imps. Those who embodied rage became emboldened with bone and muscle. They became fast, powerful soul-eating machines. As time went on, the demon's presence became toxic enough to convert the living, becoming what the demon started out as, beings seeking only flesh. They became the possessed. The demonic corruption continued to intensify. Dogs were converted into the relentless pursuers known as Binky, named after the first. Gluttonous kings became fatter and crueler. Eventually their bodies transformed into giant meat sacks with one single eye and mouth. No longer being able to walk, they lost their legs and used the souls of those they had executed to mix with hell's energy, giving them the ability to fly and launch concentrated demonic flame. Occultists were aware of the changes being made. They saw it as their evil gods returning. Their leaders were turned into summoners. Worthy followers were turned into imps. The unworthy were eaten and incinerated. The masterminds of hell took the best of different realms and brought it into hell, corrupting it and disfiguring demons to best use them. Some of the gluttonous kings sought out hell's power and brought their armies, explosives, and fire. Their armies were eradicated. The souls of the men were force-fed to the king. The explosive tainted his heart, causing flame to erupt wherever it could. Seeing this as useful development, the hands were cut off of these new gigantic mancubus, and a device was put on them to concentrate and contain their flame. As worlds developed greater technologies, they too were assimilated into the demonic arsenal. Missiles and jetpacks gave birth to revenants. Possessed pilots and engineers were the first of these flying death dealers. The Mancubite too were modified. They became more machine. Their hearts were now more powerful, giving them greater endurance. Their eyes replaced by night vision. Their flamethrower arms now shot out the irradiated goo of their cyber-nuclear hearts. As Hell's armies grew in power, they slaughtered everything. Billions and billions of souls were harvested. So much so that Hell itself had a difficult time blazing and containing these new souls. Some became lost in the influx and wandered around. After a while, hell had tainted their unsettled soul. They became pure energy bombs, armed when anything not demonic was close by. A scream was their only warning before they hurled themselves at their victim. With all the new soul energy entering hell, some indulged in it, growing more powerful, having feasted on souls, not only of mortals, but of imps, hell knights, and cyber mancubi. They had absorbed their powers and became barons of hell. The speed and power of the knights, mixed with radioactive flame. These new demons devastated cities single-handedly. In the depths of hell, the oldest of the demons were experimenting with the overabundance of souls they ate and grew and grew. They experimented with the technologies stolen from the living. One in particular was crafty. He had created two gigantic weapons. One was a frame with 4 legs. Attached to its center was a turret powered by pure demonic energy. On each of its legs were lasers, now corrupted and modified. Rather than light, it fired beam of soul and fire, killing, cutting, corrupting. Its second creation was a giant cybernetic cannon, able to switch between missiles, fire, and hell energy. It required a gigantic demon to wield. He took a cybermancubus of particularly low intellect and kept him in the depths of hell. To it he would feed hell knights, mancubus, and barons of hell. Thousands and thousands of demons were devoured. Having finally reached appropriate size, he cut off the arm of the beast. Its blood triggered the cannon to connect to its heart and brain. Much to his dismay, he realized the heart was too small to power the cyber demon outside of hell. He abandoned his project and let his creation roam free. Seeking power and more test subjects, he froze and sealed this section of hell. Before his departure, he created living armor, made from the bones of the fallen mortal and demonic alike. He sealed 3 suits of armor in the ground to be hardened. He ripped off one of his fingers and pulled at it. With a drop of cyber demon goop, it became alive as a worm. Its job was to watch in secret. When the time came, it was to kill anything that was here. From his waist, he hoisted a bone handle. With a firm squeeze, he activated it and sliced through to another realm. Deactivating it, he put it in Hellstone under the watch of his living armors. He left that realm in search of more. As powerful as his armies were, he had an unshakable feeling they were all inadequate.